Episode 2, my series of 10 about bid and proposal myths and misconceptions. So today I want to talk about what do we mean by the perfect proposal. Now, it isn't always the best one, it isn't always the one that's the most well answered, but it is usually the one that's most related to the client's requirements. So that means answering all the questions really well. It's a given. But so many people don't do that. They will leave answers blank because they just don't have the information. And this often happens when a bid is cobbled together at the last minute, or where it's not given the correct due care and attention. Or often people in their own businesses will think that they'll win it anyway, and that they don't need to answer the questions. This is more common than you think, where people will just kind of make up their own narrative or their own story. Oh, well, that's the question, but we'll just write something completely different. And those things just never go anywhere. People seem to be in a bubble sometimes where they don't understand that, another 20 competitors or suppliers might go for the same opportunity. Obviously, bids and proposals is high value work. It's complex. It's difficult. They're not going to just award those contracts to just anyone. So if your proposal is concise and it's clear, it's to the point, you've got great examples of your work, you come across as being trustworthy. Remember that quality scores are huge. They're often 70% in a bid or proposal, depending on the sector you're working in. And the customer is looking for trust. All the questions, they might not say, how are we going to trust you? But that's what they really want to ask you. But they can't, or they won't, or they're not allowed to, or whatever. But the point is they are looking for that added value. They want to know that you're going to fulfill the contract. You've got great people. It's your job to, exemplify that throughout the document. I have a thing where I usually have some kind of onboarding plan, which I can include, which answers a lot of those underlying points that they really want the answers to. But often if I can't do that, there's not space for it, then I will try and interweave that theme into a question. Because realistically, that's what they're after. They want to know what your communication style's like, or how you'll work together, or how you resolve problems, or what problems have you had in the past that were major and then you sorted out. They don't want breach of contract. They don't want elongated situations. They want people who are clear and transparent, who are going to do the job well. And that's what a perfect proposal is. That's what a winning proposal is. It's not one that is ticking every boxes and making everything perfect or drawing pretty pictures or whatever. It is just answering the points that they actually want answering and really understanding their needs and their requirements, and actually, really kind of going for it where that's concerned. And that is how people win work.